The sixth session, also known as the budget session of the 9th Mizoram Legislative Assembly, began on February 17th at the Assembly House in Aizawl and concludes today. The session was summoned by the Governor of Mizoram, Vijay Kumar Singh, who delivered the opening address outlining the government's priorities for development, governance, and economic growth in the state. In his address, the governor highlighted the continued peace and stability in Mizoram and emphasized the government's commitment to achieving economic self-reliance. Key focus areas mentioned included strengthening agriculture, expanding infrastructure, promoting industry, and improving opportunities for young people through skill development, entrepreneurship, and employment programs. One of the major highlights of the session was the presentation of the state budget for the financial year 2026 to 2027. The budget was presented on February 26th by the Chief Minister, Pulal Duoma, who also holds the finance portfolio. The budget has a total outlay of about Rs 17,469.91 crore. The government stated that the budget focuses on strengthening agriculture and rural livelihoods, improving healthcare services, expanding road connectivity, and supporting rural development, while also maintaining necessary administrative and economic sector spending. Under the agriculture and rural economy sector, the government flagship program, the Banakay Hand-Holding Scheme, will receive an allocation of Rs 350 crore, including Rs 150 crore earmarked for crop procurement to support farmers. In the health sector, the Mizoram Universal Health Care Scheme will receive an allocation of Rs 130 crore to strengthen healthcare services and reimburse medical costs. Meanwhile, the Public Works Department has been allocated Rs 183.25 crore for improving road connectivity and infrastructure across the state. During the session, the Assembly also discussed and passed several important bills. Among them was the Mizoram State University Amendment Bill 2026, which changes the proposed headquarters of Mizoram State University from Aizawl to Lunglay. The move is intended to promote balanced regional development and expand access to higher education in southern parts of the state. The university will continue to operate under a cluster model linking colleges across Mizoram. The Assembly also passed the Mizoram Goods and Services Tax First Amendment Bill 2026, which updates provisions of the state GST law to align with recommendations of the National GST Council. The amendment introduces improvements to tax administration procedures, input tax credit rules, and compliance provision to strengthen tax collection and improve efficiency. Another significant legislation was the Mizo Marriage and Inheritance of Property Amendment Bill 2026, which introduces changes related to property inheritance and the application of customary law within the Mizo community. The Mizoram Registration of Tourist Trade Amendment Bill 2026 was also passed to strengthen regulation of tourism-related businesses, including travel agencies, tour operators, and tourist guides. The amendment introduces stricter licensing requirements and penalties for unregistered operators in order to improve tourism management and service standards. The Assembly further passed the Mizoram Shops and Establishment Amendment Bill 2026, which updates labor regulations for shops and commercial establishments. The amendment includes provisions for better regulation of working hours, improved employee welfare and safety, and simplified procedures for business registration to promote ease of doing business. Another important legislation introduced during the session was the Mizoram Prevention of Public Land Encroachment Bill 2026, which proposes stricter measures to prevent illegal occupation of government and public land. The bill authorizes officials to identify encroachments, remove illegal structures, and impose penalties or eviction orders to protect public property. Meanwhile, the Sialkal Range Development Council Bill 2026 was also introduced. The proposed legislation seeks to establish a development council for the Sialkal region to support local governance, infrastructure development, and socio-economic progress. However, the bill has been referred to a select committee for further examination before it can be passed into law. With the conclusion of the session today, the Assembly wraps up several weeks of legislative discussions, budget deliberations, and policy decisions aimed at supporting the continued development and governance of Mizoram. Moving on to sports, the state government is planning to strengthen its focus on hockey. Sports Minister Pulanging Lavamar recently visited the Women Hockey Academy in Tenzol. During his visit, he said that hockey has been identified as a top priority under the Empowering Mizoram Sports Initiative. The academy has already produced Olympian Larem Siami, bringing pride to the state. The minister announced plans to build more hockey infrastructure in Lunglay at Hauruang, in Nathial, and in Colosip. A new hostel facility is also under construction at Mualung 2. Established in 2004, the Tenzol Academy has produced more than 10 international players. At present, around 40 girls are undergoing training there. The government hopes that improved facilities will help more young athletes to reach national and international levels. Home Minister Puke Sabdanga recently visited the India-Myanmar border at Zotatua. During the inspection, he highlighted the need for a proper system to register people crossing the border. He directed the Lunglay Deputy Commissioner to prepare a detailed project report for setting up a new police checkpost. Officials also discussed the problem of poor internet connectivity in the region. The minister spoke about the future impact of the Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project. He urged local residents to prepare for economic changes that the project may bring. Now to a tragic incident from Sairang. A 49-year-old man named Pula Ramzava lost his life after being hit by a train on Saturday morning. He worked as a watchman at the GOP bamboo factory and had been living in Sairang for nearly 10 years. According to reports, he had gone out on Friday evening to buy medicine and did not return home. His body was later discovered near the Sairang Dintar area by railway workers. It is believed that he was struck by a train heading towards Silchar between 8 and 9 in the morning. Members of the local YMA helped in arranging the funeral. Another heartbreaking incident was reported from Lunglay. A 31-year-old woman named P.F. Lelom Kimi died after giving birth on the street. She was 35 weeks pregnant and had gone to Lunglay Civil Hospital due to swelling in her legs. As the cardiologist was not available, she left the hospital. While waiting near the tea stall close to the Lunglay Police Thana, she suddenly went into labor and delivered her baby. Witnesses said that when help was sought, the hospital initially reported that there were no vacant beds. She was later taken to John Williams Hospital and then back to Civil Hospital. Sadly, she died in the evening due to sudden cardiac arrest. Her newborn son, weighing 2.7 kilograms, is currently stable and receiving care in the newborn special unit. Mizoram police seized more than 10 kilograms of crystal meth during an operation at Saltlang, Dorkon in Aizol. The drugs are estimated to be worth around Rs 8.29 crores in the international market. A 50-year-old man from West Delhi, identified as Tongbram Priyo Bharta Singh, was arrested in connection with the case. He reportedly told investigators that the drugs were meant to be transported to Guwahati. A case has been registered under the NDPS Act and further investigation is underway. And finally, a public safety announcement. The Aizol Zoological Park will remain closed for 1 week starting March 16th. Officials say the decision was taken due to forecast of storms and heavy rainfall. The park management will use this time to inspect leaning trees and areas prone to landslides. The aim is to ensure the safety of both visitors and animals before reopening. And with that, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Thank you for watching.